Okay, let's begin today's class. Really easy, very less standing postures. In fact, just the beginner sun salutation and a couple of down dogs to start with. And then everything is on the ground. All right, come on up. Now, today, when you do the Surya-namaskar, instead of taking your arms up, which we normally should, you keep the feet slightly apart and you just take your hands on your waist and open out your chest a little more. So your first movement instead of arms up will be just that with an inhale. Remember to push the hips forward because you don't want to feel like you're going to fall back. So push the hips forward, lift up your chest, and that's all you need. You can have fingers pointing out or fingers pointing down. Now, even though it's an easy movement, it might take a little extra time to get the set up. So feel free to breathe nice and slow when you're doing that, right? So a few differences as far as that Surya Namaskar is concerned today. Feet slightly apart, not together, standing straight and tall. And let's start palms together. Exhale, relax. Hands on waist, inhale, chest up. Breathing out, forward bend down, hands touch the ground. Left leg, not too far back, knee touching the ground, looking ahead. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, cat pose, upward. Breathe out, hunch. Breathe in, flat back. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, right knee touch. Forward bend. Remember to drop your head, relaxing the neck. And inhale, come on up. We're not taking the arms up. Hands on your waist there. Push the hips forward. Lift your chest up just a bit. And release. One more of the same. Hands on waist. Inhale, chest open. Exhale, forward bend, hands down. Right leg not too far. Knee down to the ground. Downward facing dog. Cat pose up. Cat pose hunch. Inhale neutral. Exhale down dog. Right foot forward, left knee touch. Forward bend. Inhale up, hands on hips there, and lift up your chest. That's it. Straighten, let it go. And that's more than enough for today. Down to the ground, we're starting off with a few down dogs and then on the ground entirely after that. Starting off first in a plank distance. So straight legs in the plank, and in this distance from here itself, without shuffling your hands or your feet, downward facing dog. Shoulders forward, knees touch the ground. Wait. Point your feet back, touch your toes to each other, take your knees apart, and fold over into a child pose. Come on forward, hands and knees on the ground. Now a little longer than that, so move your knees further back. So you're not in a proper square position, knees further back than the hips, tucking the toes under, and another downward facing dog. And that's an average length, not as long as the previous one. And remember, it's just the beginning of class, so if you wish to bend your knees at this stage, that's fine. Shoulders forward, knees touch the ground. Now this time, knees together, not apart. Big toes touch, heels apart, bum on heels. Breathe in, and once more into your child pose. Arms forward, really nice and long. Drop the head down. Beautiful. Shoulders forward. Last down dog. Absolutely square position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders, toes tucked under, and let's go. Downward facing dog without moving any more after that. So you do not shift your feet further back. And this, of course, is the shortest down dog that you might do. Now, if your hammies are tight, you might find a bit of a rounding in the back, and that's okay. Shoulders forward, knees down, knees together, big toes touch, heels apart, hips on heels, and this time arms back. And when you take your arms back, bend your elbows a little bit, let your forearms touch the ground, and drop the head down. So in this one, the shoulders are slightly rounded, they're very relaxed. All right, so using your hands, sit yourself up and get your legs out in front of you. Okay, a little bit of a change in pace now. What we will do is we will do a reclining posture with the hand to big toe. So the first one's going to be hand to big toe sideways, and then you'll do a three-legged down dog with an open hip. In short, what we're trying to do is whatever you do on the ground, you'll try and imitate in a down dog. All right, let's see how that works. Lying down on your back, use your belt if you need it. You're going hand to big toe sideways. Feel free to use your belt. Lying down on your back, Starting with knees bent, right leg up. If you're using a belt, use it. If you don't need a belt, you don't need a belt. Holding on to the right foot or the right big toe, left leg straight on the ground, and really gentle right leg out to the side. You're welcome to rest your elbow on the ground, gives you a little bit of respite there, and there's no need to pull too hard. Gentle release. Roll yourself up, holding onto your feet or your knees. Roll yourself up into a seated position, and then get ready for the down dog. Hands and knees on the ground. Right leg going up, three-legged dog with an open hip. Lift off, hips up in the down dog, straight legs, feel free to shake about a little bit. And then right leg up, open hip. Down, nice and gentle, knees touch the ground, lie down again, and this time taking your left leg out to the side with or without a belt. Lying down, left leg up, hold on, use a belt if you need it. Right leg straight on the ground, and then left leg out to the side. Gentle release, knees bent, cross your shins, roll up, and on your hands and knees again. Three-legged down dog, open hip, left leg up this time. Breathe in, breathe out, down dog, slight shake there, and left leg up, open hip. Down, knees down, lying down on your back once again. Starting with both knees bent, right leg up, and this time you're just holding it in front of you. So if you need a belt, really use it this time. And if you're using a belt, I would advise you to have a two-handed grab. After a few moments, left leg straight on the floor. And this is it, nothing more. Just there. Left knee bent, right leg release. And let's do the other leg as well. Left leg up. After some time, right leg straight to the ground. Release, right knee bent. Keep the belt aside. Cross your shins, roll up. And another down dog, three-legged, but this time neutral hips. So really working the hamstring rather than the hips. Hands and knees on the floor. And as usual for this one, it's recommended to keep your standing leg bent unless you're really sure that your hips are correct. Lift off, bent knees. Right leg steps back, so the right leg is straight, and then right leg up. And only if you're really confident that your hip hasn't turned, I'll ask you to straighten the left leg as well. Down, both knees bent, left leg back, left leg up without turning at the hip, and maybe right leg straight for some of us, maybe not. Down, beautifully done. Knees touch the ground on your back once again. Lying down. Use your belt, but this time it's going to be right foot, left hand. You're going in for a twist. Lying down, both knees bent. Hips a little to the right, feet a little to the right. Left leg straight on the ground, right leg up. Use the belt, grabbing only with the left hand. Right arm out to the side, nice and comfortable. Breathe in and exhale, twisting that right leg over to the left. Try and keep your shoulders flat. So your right shoulder should not be rising off the floor. Come on up. Release the right leg. Get your hips to the center. Get your hips a little to the left. Right leg straight on the ground. Left leg straight up to the ceiling with the help of the belt. Grabbing only with the right hand. Left arm out to the side. Breathe in. And exhale, twisting to the right this time. Inhale back up and release. Hips to the center, cross your shins, hold on to the feet, roll up. Okay, now we're not doing a down dog with a twist simply because you won't get exactly the same variation or the same sort of movement in the legs or in the hips, all right? So we're not doing a down dog with a twist. We're doing a plank with a twist. Let's do this. Hands on the ground. Step your feet back into the plank. Right foot, right leg crossing inward to about hip level. If you can, back foot flat. Face your chest to the ground and stay there. That's it. No more. If you were planning to go stronger, I would have said left arm forward and a few different things, but this is enough for today. Beautiful legs back. Push into a down dog. Shake about a little bit. Give yourself some rest. Shoulders forward in the plank. Left leg crossing inward, about hip level or less. No need to go too high. Once you got that, back foot flat like a warrior two and face the ground. Do not turn your chest or your head to the side. Face the floor. Beautifully done. Legs back, knees touch the ground. And this time, instead of lying down on your back, lie down on your belly. Weight on your forearms, easy cobra, just a prep over here. Now we're going into a one-handed or a one-legged, whatever you want to call it, bow posture. So it's basically one arm, one leg, you're doing the bow. Now, because we haven't done any back bends before this, I'd really ask you not to try too hard, just a little bit, okay? Just a bit. Right arm forward, left knee bent, hold on to the foot. And then inhale, chest up, right arm up, left leg up, just a bit, much less than you normally would do. Hold the foot rather than the ankle. Beautiful release. Change, left arm forward, right hand beside you, right knee bent. Look up a little bit and grab the foot. After you grab the foot, go down again. Now, chest up, left arm up, right foot up. So your thigh comes off the ground. Even if it's just an inch, that's fine. And release. Beautifully done. Head down for a moment, give your neck some rest. Using your hands, push yourself up and come onto your hands and knees. Once again, we're not doing a three-legged down dog. We're doing a tiger because that'll better imitate what you just did. Hands and knees to the ground, absolutely square position. Left leg back, straight. Left leg up to about hip level. Left leg a little higher, curve the back, look up. And if you can, bend the knee. Straight leg, down, knees together. Breathe in a little bit of a hunch to release the lower back. Cat pose the hunch. Neutral. Right leg back. Straight. Right leg up, hip level, weight. Okay, higher, start curving, higher, higher, and then finally bend the right knee. Straight, down, knees together, breathe in, breathe out, hunch, head drop down, and let it go. And that's it, groundwork. I mean, we were doing groundwork all this time anyway, but now no more down dogs, no more planks. Simple cross legs, right leg in front. Both hands on the ground, breathe in, and then exhale, slowly start moving forward. Now you're welcome to stop at any stage. Maybe this is all you want to do, but if you can, go all the way down. Inhale, come on up. Slow pushing with your hands. Keep your legs as they are. Take your hands behind you. And for just a few seconds, breathe in, chest open, hips up, tail tucked in. Remember, you're not lifting the knees. Enough, down. More than enough. That's just a counter pose. Change, left leg in front. Hands on the ground in front of you. Breathe in, breathe out, slow. Start going forward, 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 and down. Gentle look up. Using your hands, push yourself up and back. Hands behind you. Inhale, chest and shoulders open. We're not lifting the knees. Tuck the tail in and hips up. It's a flat tummy. It's not much of a back bend. It's a straight line. Down, more than enough. Okay, slight difference now. Soles of the feet touch each other, knees out to the side, but feet far away from you. Far away. Now, we've discussed this, but I'll say it again. If you like, you can keep your hands on your feet, in which case the elbows will go outward. If you like, you can keep your hands on the ground. Now, for people who don't go all the way down, it's just much better to keep your hands on the way on the ground so that you can sort of maybe stop there, whatever. So your hands will be on your feet only if you can actually go all the way down where your forehead touches your heels. Choose your position, hands on feet or hands on the ground. Now remember, we're not trying to press the knees down anymore. They will just be exactly where they are, and that's fine. Hands in position, breathe in and breathe out. Either you slide your hands forward or you bend your elbows out and try and take yourself closer down, if possible, resting your forehead on your heels. Now you're not pulling with your hands at all, you're just folding over. Pushing with your hands, inhale halfway up and then release. Soles of the feet still together, but a little closer to you, not all the way to the groin as we normally would want it. That's coming up in a minute, but let's say a little away from you. Now, because the feet are slightly away, you have better balance. So instead of going down, let's just go halfway. Feet a little distance away, not all the way close to your groin. Inhale, arms up. Look up at your fingers, that might help. And exhale, reaching forward only halfway. That's it, even less than half, one third. But absolutely straight line from your hands to the side of your hips. Looking slightly upward will help. And keep reaching diagonally up with your hands. So it's constant activation in the sides. Inhale back up, hands down. And finally, third and last one, get your feet as close to your hips as possible, as close as you can manage, all the way in. Holding onto the feet, breathe in, look up slightly, and exhale, going forward, forward. You can stop at any point, maybe all the way down, forehead to the ground. Looking forward, inhale up. Wonderful stuff. That's done. Knees up, legs out in front of you, and relax a little bit. Lean back, shake your feet about, give yourself some rest. Okay, once again in threes. Now you're doing a Pavan Muktasana, but in three different ways. Okay, you know this. Lying down on your back. First one, really simple. Fingers interlocked. Hold on to the shins and keeping your hips on the ground, keeping your tail on the ground. Start pulling your thighs closer towards your belly. Now, even if your thighs are not all the way down, that's okay. But the main focus here is to not let your hips roll off the ground. Not let your tail roll off the ground. Beautiful. Very slow release. Feet on the ground and wait here for a few seconds. Just wait there, lying down. Second one, and this time we're rounding up. Knees together, feet together. Get your knees closer to yourself. Exhale, go for a full grab and head to knees. Beautiful release. Now, if you notice in that one, you had your shoulders rolling off and your hips rolling off. Now, here comes the third one. And this one is tricky because you will go for a full grab, then you will try and get your head and shoulders back down on the ground. And then finally, maintaining the grab, you will also try to roll as much of your lower back, as much of your tail back down on the ground. Now go slow. And if you feel any pain in the hip joint, you're welcome to separate the thighs a little bit. Okay. Third and last one. Breathe in, breathe out, go for a full grab. Now set your head and shoulders back down on the ground. Once you've got that, using your lower belly, try and roll bit by bit more of your lower back, more of your hips, more of your tail back down on the ground. Now, it's a very tiny movement. It's almost invisible, but you can feel it. Beautiful release. Feet down. Cross your shins, roll up, and now on your knees. Once again in threes, three twisting postures. First one's really simple. Seated on your knees, or if your knees hurt, simple cross legs is good enough. The only thing is, if you're doing simple cross legs, you'll have to change the cross of the legs the second time around. So if you started with the right leg in front, you'll have to go left leg in front for the second one. Okay, that's all you need to know. Otherwise, all okay. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left hand on right thigh, right hand behind you. Turn. Now, if you can't touch the ground behind you, that's okay. Doesn't matter, but don't lean to get the touch. Back to the center. Change. Right arm up. Right hand on left thigh. Left hand behind you. Maybe fingers touch the ground. Turn. Beautiful. Come back. Legs out in front of you. Release your legs. Feet slightly apart. No need to take them too wide. Any sort of angle where you can sit upright. So maybe it's a little closer, maybe it's a little further apart. Really doesn't matter. We're not folding over. We're doing a twist. Fingers interlocked. arms out in front of you at about shoulder height. Definitely not higher. Shoulder height, chest height, that's all. Breathe in and exhale, turn to the right. That's it. Now you're not leaning back, you're not hunching, nothing. And because you're turning to the right, you've got to make sure that your left leg is still active, toes pointing up at the ceiling, not pointed and definitely not rolling back, toes up. Inhale back to the center, hands down. Wait just to release the sides. Breathe in, arms up, and stay there just for a few seconds. Strong legs, active legs. Enough. Hands down. Fingers interlocked, arms out straight in front of you. Breathe in. Breathe out, twist to the left. Right leg active. Don't forget the right leg. Inhale, return to center. Wait, release your fingers, arms up. Reach for the ceiling, really lengthen upward. And hands down. That's that last twist, lying down on the ground. Arms out to the side, in line with your shoulders. Now we're not going too deep. Hips a little to the right, both legs straight up. Breathe in. You're welcome to bend the knees a bit. Breathe in and exhale just 1/3 of the way to the left, not even half. 1/3, that's it. Back up to the center. Feet touch the ground. Hips to the center. Hips a little to the left. Both legs up. Breathe in. And 1/3 to the right. That's it. Back up to the center. Feet down. Hips to the center. And relax. Just wait here for a moment. We're almost done. Okay, you can stay down on the ground. I'll just sit up so I can tell you what's happening. Now, that's it. We're done with class. But we'll finish off with a shoulder stand, and it could be an easy shoulder stand, a plow, whatever you can manage in the plow, and then you release all the way, come down, and you'll do a shoulder bridge. Now, because we want to rest the back today in the shoulder bridge and not sort of try and contract it or tighten it again, I'll ask you to either rest your hips on your blocks or, if you can, on your hands. Very important. I'd like you to rest your hips on something today when you're doing the shoulder bridge. Once that is done, a fish posture, and that's it. We're done with class. lying down on the ground. Remember to have some space behind you because we're planning to go into the plow. Pushing the ground with your elbows, legs up, hips up, hands on lower back. And you can start with an easy shoulder stand. In fact, you can stay here in this easy shoulder stand. You don't have to go any higher. Some of us, maybe that's not challenging enough and you want to go straighter, go for it. A proper full shoulder stand. Slow, straight legs down in the plow. If you don't touch the ground, that's okay. Hal asana, the plow. Gentle release. Knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Remember to use your blocks if you need it. Bridge on the shoulders, Setubandha Sarvangasana, with bent knees. The harder variation is with straight legs. We'll just do the simple one. Hips up, get your blocks or your hands under your hips. And stay there for a while. So we want you to rest in this one today. Beautiful. Let it go. Wait for a few moments. And finally, fish posture. If you like, you can lift your head off completely in the fish, if that's what you prefer. But if you're touching the ground, remember it's top of the head on the ground, arms under you, straight legs. Inhale, pushing your elbows into the ground, top of the head on the floor, chest up to the ceiling. For some of us, maybe we're lifting off completely, and that's okay as long as you let the head hang. Release, let it go. Beautiful stuff. Knees bent. Free your arms and lie down. Relax legs, calm face, arms in a comfortable position. And just allow the breath to return to its normal pace, in fact, even slower than normal pace. But allow it to happen. Don't force yourself to slow the breath down. Knees bent. Drop to the side. Slow, using your top hand. Push yourself up onto hands and knees. Lift your hips up into a bent knee down dog. Step forward with your feet and remember to keep them apart. Fold over for a few seconds. Knees bent. Inhale up. Feet apart, eyes open. Feet together. Palms together. Breathe in and out.